Hey everybody, how's all my lovely people and book nerds doing? I'm doing a tag today, and this is nothing book related. I saw, I had watched Stephanie at Wicked Junior Reads do this tag a month ago, and I felt I needed to do this tag too, because it fits in the criteria on where I sit and stand with things. I understood and completely where she was coming from on things and felt I could put my aspect on it, and it's a way for you guys to get to know me a little bit more and what I deal with. And this is going to be the chronic pain tag, and I will have a link to her video down in the description bar below. So, if you guys want to go check her video out after this, you can. So let's get going on the questions. There's 9 questions. Number 1, how or when did your chronic pain begin? Mine started, I would say around 8 or so years ago. I would be walking around and I would start feeling pain and what felt like fire in my legs. I mean, they weren't literally on fire, but it felt like they were on fire. And it would reach up to my hips and my lower back. And then one of the doctors I had seen, she recommended that I go get checked out. And she sent me to the pain clinic. And during all the times I've had, was also sent to a doctor that specializes in back pain, who sometimes does back surgeries for people. And they did x-rays and MRIs done on my back, and I have what they call a bulging disc or herniated disc, if you want to have a name more specific for it. And it can pinch my nerves, so that way when it does that, it sends pain down to my hips and legs, and that's where I feel it. The bulging disc is in my lower back. That's where I deal with a lot of my pain. Number 2, what kind of pain do you experience, and what does it feel like? Well, I kind of explained that in the first question, is that when I started feeling the pain years ago, it was like this fire pain shooting up my legs into my hips. It's pretty constant. It could be, depending on what I'm doing, it could be a throbbing pain across my back. If it goes in my hips, it really hurts and it makes me limp. Depending on how much pain I'm in and what I'm doing, it does make me limp a little bit. Number 3, is it consistent or on and off? It's consistent as far as the pain in my back goes, but the pain in my hips and whatnot is on and off. I don't get it all the time. Number 4, Do you have any specific triggers for your pain? It just really depends. The weather um, sometimes triggers the arthritis in my knees, which don't help that, because then sometimes my legs start hurting after that, and then it goes from there. Um, Number 5, how does your pain limit you? Um, it limits me quite a bit, actually. I just doing everyday normal chores around the house, even though I live in an apartment and it's an efficiency apartment, it still is a chore to try to get things done around here. I have to take a lot of breaks, just to get some of the cleaning done. Um, Walking, I can't do much. When it comes to standing or walking, I can handle it for about maybe a minute, and then it starts causing me too much grief, and I would have to stop completely. I can't do much physical work. Excuse me. Anything physical like that. Bending over aggravates it really bad. Bending over picking up a ball for the cats or my neighbor's dog hurts. It seems forever just to do something that would require me to stand up. I would have to pull a chair up and do some of the work just sitting from a chair. Number 6, how do you cope with your pain? I just deal with it the best I can, day in, day out. I'm just grateful that I'm able to wake up in the mornings and get up and start my day. I'm just one of those people that just lucky that they're alive and able to do what they're able to do. I mean, if there's so much you can do, you can't help it. Number 7, when are you most comfortable? I agree with Stephanie on this. What is comfortable? I mean, sitting in a chair, I'm fine. But if I'm sitting in a chair for a long length of time, it starts bothering me. Then I get up and I stretch out on my bed just to stretch out. And sometimes that bothers me. Sleeping at night can be rough sometimes. If I go to bed already hurting, I tend to have a rough night, tossing, turning, waking up in the middle of the night 2 or 3 times. And then I end up waking up the next morning hurting just as bad as I was when I went to bed. So that's pretty hard there. So it's never comfortable. I'm always taking something like 800 milligrams of ibuprofen or over-the-counter medicine like Tylenol or Excedrin to help with the pain. It takes care of for a little bit. It's like it takes the edge off, but the pain's still there. It never goes away. Number 8, how do you feel the least supported? I've dealt with this over the years. People talking about me behind my back, and then I'll hear about it. Saying that how lazy I am. I don't get out and do nothing. I always sit around. I'm just completely flat up, fat, and lazy. I've had doctors say, hey, if you get out and move and lose the weight, you'll stop hurting. Talking about my weight and how heavy I am is a trigger for me for depression. They don't seem to understand that, depending on how harsh they are with me. But from my mom's side of the family, everybody's as big as I am, so it's basically in my genes. I've tried my hardest over these years to try to lose weight. I'm still trying to constantly lose weight, and it's hard, especially when your pain limits you to what you do, and all you can do is do your best and do what you can do and hope for the best. It's pretty bad that people out there are not understanding to us people whose pain limits them to what they can do every day. Number 9, how do you feel most supported? I feel more supported when there's people out there who are understanding. They know what you're going through because they either dealt with it or they're currently going through it and can relate. Ones that can give you pointers but not be too harsh about it. That sort of thing. As far as, I don't know, that's about all I can say for that. If there is anyone else out there who suffers and deals with chronic pain, feel free to do this tag. You don't have to if you don't want to. But I'll check with you on another day, possibly with another tag if I can find questions for that. And otherwise, I'll see you this coming weekend with another weekend reading vlog. Take care, everybody.